Carly Reese back with another video. It's about a video about an urban legend that could be true. You might see it in your dreams, but who knows? I never experienced it. You probably experienced it or not. I don't know. But before we get into it, let's go ahead and get the video to how about a good 40 likes. 40 likes. Go ahead and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Forgot to say that in the last video. And go ahead and to like and subscribe to the video. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
2005. A woman sleeping in her home in the quiet town of Cape Elizabeth, Maine, wakes up with the feeling that somebody is watching her. She lifts her head up, stares down at her feet, finds a man standing at the edge of her bed watching her sleep. The man didn't speak, he didn't act aggressively, and he fled when the homeowner awoke and saw him standing at the edge of her bed. There were no signs of any forced entry whatsoever, and like a ghost, the man came in, left no trace, and left exactly the same way. The Sleepwatcher of Cape Elizabeth is one of the most disturbing.
Wow. So already on some crazy shit. He's just crazy. You being watched. Maybe sleep paralysis or sleep demon. One of those, wherever it's called.
Unsolved cases that I have ever read in my whole entire life. For a little bit over a decade, this man snuck into people's homes, watched them sleep, didn't say a word, didn't harm a single person, and just watched people sleep. He could be standing there for hours, he could have just gotten there, you never really know. In this video, I will be covering some of the cases of the Cape Intruder, or the man who watches you sleep, and giving you more information about this case if you have never heard about it before. The names of the victims in these cases have never been publicly released. I cannot give you the exact name of these people or any details regarding them and their lifestyles. This is just about the cases. So with that being said, let's look at the timeline of this intruder and how he impacted the little town of Cape Elizabeth.
Okay, let's get into it. Already.
For the remainder of this video, I will be calling the man the Sleepwatcher. So the story in the beginning of the video was the first ever known incident of the Sleepwatcher, which was in 2005. Over the next couple of years, similar incidences were reported. A lot of victims described waking up to find a man silently observing them in their bedrooms. In most of the cases, he simply just stood at the end of the bed, but in others, he allegedly sat by the foot of the bed and stood in doorways. And you also have to keep in mind that this person did not hurt a single person or steal a single item. All he did was watch them. Between these incidences in 2005 and 2007, there were some descriptions that were given out about this man. But because these events occurred when it was nighttime, when the victim was sleeping, it was very dark in their room, so the descriptions vary ever so slightly. The victims describe him as a white male between 5'8" and 6 foot with an average build. It was also said that he had dark hair, and he typically dressed in dark clothing. One victim described the man as wearing a hoodie with his face partially obscured. The victim also said that he moved
This is some good description they throwing
quietly and stealthy. And as you look through this case, you start to notice that a majority of these victims are actually women. And I'm just speculating here, but because he left no trace going into the home or leaving, I assumed he watched these people for multiple days to learn their patterns of leaving the house, coming home, whether they leave the door unlocked or not. And I feel like it adds another layer of creepiness to the story. This man is not only watching you when you sleep, but he could be observing you living your everyday life to know when he can potentially attack. And as these reports started to flood in, the local police of Cape Elizabeth increased their patrols, but the Sleepwatcher still proved elusive. He was never found and he was never seen. Some victims noted that the doors and windows had been locked, raising suspicion that he may have had access to keys or used some undetected method of entry. We still don't know to this day. Panic quickly started to spread around Cape Elizabeth, and residents took extra precautions, installing security systems and motion sensing lights. And there was some speculation with the locals as to why this man was doing this, alluding to the fact that he was a voyeur with a specific obsession. So after 2005 and between 2007 and 2015, he struck multiple times. And not to mention, only a fraction of these incidents were actually formally reported to the police, so we don't actually know how many times he really did this act. Witnesses were often so shaken that they couldn't recall specific details beyond the fact that they had seen a man in their bedroom late at night. And because this sent the town
into frenzy and shit, panicking and all that. Dude, what the hell?
To panic, some people didn't even know if there really was a man there. A lot of people couldn't recall if it was just a nightmare from the stories that they've been hearing, or there was a man really standing there in front of them when they woke up. One case in particular was very unsettling, where a victim reported actually hearing faint footsteps before realizing a figure was standing just outside the bedroom. The victim called out, but the figure disappeared into the night, leaving no evidence behind. And like I said before, a lot of victims thought that they were dreaming the whole entire time, only to realize either that it had been real or fake. Because this man left zero evidence behind, the local authorities faced severe challenges in tracking down the sleepwatcher. There were no fingerprints, no signed force of entry. He was very elusive, he couldn't be caught. Even with heightened police presence, this man, like I said, was never seen by the police. No one has ever caught him breaking into a building, they only have the stories afterwards. And because it was nighttime, the victim descriptions weren't necessarily the best. They were just
for simple effect. I might add like light music in the background to make this less scary and shit than it already is. I might add probably some light music, like probably like right now, like something like that.
describing a generic white dude. They're everywhere. The descriptions led to this eerie sketch, which is in the thumbnail of this video, which was made in 2012. This is what initially brought me to this case, just how creepy and unnerving this police sketch is. Just imagine this watching you at nighttime at the edge of your bed. Absolutely not. But a very strange thing happened. By 2015, these reports seemed to just completely stop. The last known incident involved a family who reported seeing the figure in their home around midnight. He was spotted walking down a hallway but vanished before anyone could confront him. After this, no further cases were reported, and the identity of the sleepwatcher still remains a mystery to this day. Some speculate that the intruder may have just moved away, changed their methods, or stopped altogether. There have been no further developments on this case, and this man is still free out on the street, and you can just walk into anybody's house and start this all over again if you really wanted to. That's how, for lack of a better word, talented this guy was at being lucrative, sneaking into these homes and leaving no trace. He has become somewhat of an urban legend within the Cape Elizabeth community, and it is still talked about to this day and used as like a folklore campfire story that was actually true. Now, there are some theories about this case that are pretty interesting to read. Some people believe that this man actually just never existed at all. They say the first ever case was some sort of sleep paralysis that the person had. They saw a man standing at the edge of their bed.
That's exactly what I said, sleep paralysis.
And then it spiraled into this story that affected other people's brains. To give an example of something that happened recently like this is the man that people saw in their dreams. This image shown here is a picture that some people swear they have seen in their dreams, when a more likely case is the fact that people have just either seen the picture, or the picture is just such a generic drawing of a man that you could possibly make a comparison of the picture of the man. And that's what people are using as a theory for this case in particular. Now, I just want to let you know I'm not saying that anybody is lying. I am simply just reading the theories that are in front of me. I am staying completely neutral on this thing. It could be real, it could not be real. We never will truly ever know. And yeah, I just thought this was a very interesting case and I wanted to share it with you guys. I feel like it almost aligns with my previous series where I talk about true urban
Another video I reacted to on my channel.
legends. And yeah, I'm making this video to basically make up for the fact that I didn't upload for almost 3 weeks, and I really do apologize. I will get more consistent. If you like these true crime videos and
well, there you have it, guys. The face, that's just crazy. You saw the picture, you saw what it looked like. That is really bizarre and crazy. But if you like this video, go ahead and leave a like, comment, and join the Discord. I know I've been lacking on the Discord, but join that Discord. Anyway, I'm out. Peace.
To come over here and kiss me on my hot mouth. I'm feeling romantical.